to first and foremost, I just want to show everybody. I like to do these cigar talks where I just talk about random things. I think that is really relaxing to give you guys some information, whether it be financial, life, anything that I could provide to increase you guys' life and for you guys to benefit because we all share ideas. It's not like I'm the SME, the subject matter expert on everything, but I lived a pretty fruitful life where I have some good information nonetheless. Um, but anyway, the cigar I'm smoking right now is a Bahama Mama. It has a sweet capped. It's not infused or flavored, and it's by Bardstown. Is a Bardstown blend. Let me get that again. Very smooth, very mild flavor. But anyway, some of the events that have occurred over this past week when it comes to stocks. Um, as we get closer to Joe Biden being president, the stock market has absolutely have been blowing up. Have you noticed popular stocks that I've actually put out are Plug Power as well as Neo, and I've been giving you guys information about that because those are the two stocks that I really saw making money from. Was Plug Power and Neo, and I gave out two stocks today that I believe that would be very beneficial for your stock portfolios coming into the next week because you guys should really be looking at the stock market on Sunday. Some people like myself, I glance at it, I'll glance at it tomorrow. But Sunday evening, I really see some of the headlines that may be coming out because that is going to project, okay, that is going to project some of the stock earnings when it comes to Monday morning. Good evening, Lakeisha. That's going to project some of the stocks that come from Monday morning when you guys start to invest. Now, for you guys who are just tuning in, the cigar for this evening is Bahama Mamas. Again, it has a sweet cap to it, so it's sweet on the tip, nice mild flavor. Okay, and it is also a bar style blend for you guys who smoke cigars out there. Um, we also have to understand when it comes to the stock market, when it comes to the stock market, that politics and the stock market and the financial markets, when it comes to the economy, they go hand in hand. There's no difference. Right now, I'm in the garage. Don't want to smoke cigars in your house. It would totally just tear up the whole place. This whole riot, this whole infiltration of the Capitol, believe it or not, was a good sign for the stock market because we're getting closer and closer to Joe Biden being president. Now, you know me, I don't really care who's president. I'm following the stock market because that's where the money is. But as America starts seeing the transfer of power, and what the stock market and a lot of the investors know is that when Joe Biden gets in office, he's going to do a lot of business with China. So that is actually driving the market even more so, not only for Chinese stocks, but all stocks across the board. So you'll notice that stocks that wasn't performing well during some of the other booms when Donald Trump was in office, it's because a lot of other markets are going to be opened up because a lot of Chinese stocks are starting to bridge in and out of things. But that was something though with the that was something when it came to the what's going on? I'm live right now. Okay. That was actually something that occurred on the Capitol. Um, I mean, I spoke about it twice. There's really nothing for me, else to mention. But when you really look at it, whether it be the the Trump supporters infiltrating the Capitol, or the Black Lives Matter protests, peaceful protests for the most part, there were fine people on both sides. Just kidding. Oh man, a lot has happened in 2020, and a lot of people would like to believe that 2021 is going to be even more different than that. It's not. You still can make money in the stock market. You're still the same race. So I mean, other than COVID-19, things will be pretty much the same. Again, for you guys who are tuning in, the cigar for this evening is called Bahama Mamas. Okay, it's a bar style blend, and it has a sweet cap and has a very, very mild. Okay, I think this is out of Nicaragua. I could be wrong. I actually forgot. Okay, where this is from, so I apologize for that. But a very smooth smoking cigar for you guys who smoke cigars out there. Okay. Currently, I'm in my garage, just having a. I like to have these cigar talks every now and again because I think there's a lot of interesting things that we can cover. Just with a random conversation, you know. If you guys have any questions, let me see that in the chat so I can try to answer that the best way I know how. Um, a lot of my clients are trying to get their finances in order when they contact me either through my website or through my email. And there's so many options for you guys to sustain your wealth and to increase your wealth. And I was advising a client today, he was trying to figure out what he should do as far as an annuity or should he do some sort of a mutual fund. But the first thing I gave him was the most valuable thing that I can give anybody, and what you guys know with me, the 4 tiers of money. The 4 tiers of money. One is getting out of debt. Okay, creating a budget first, getting out of debt second, then three, creating an emergency fund. And so either it be 6 months of all your expenses or $10,000. That should be kind of the area that you want to operate in. But you guys can't go anywhere. You can't do anything financially if you don't have a budget. And a budget is just, maybe there's another cool word because people don't like budget because they always think that they're restricting the amount of money. And a budget is not you restricting the amount of money you want to spend or invest. A budget is just a way to track money coming in and money coming out. It's just a one word thing, okay? A budget. I know how much money that's coming in. I know how much money is coming out, okay? But first and foremost, you need a budget in order to do this. You can't do anything without a budget. It's like a football team playing football without a play. The coach said, "Hey, let's go out there and play football, guys." Without a play, you need a play, and a budget is like your play, essentially, or a plan. Like any football team has a plan on defense and a plan on offense, and within that plan, they have different plays. Maybe that's better. They have different plays within that plan. And that's what a budget is. So before a lot of people come to this channel, they want to learn how to invest, they want to make more money. But then when they become a client of mine, when they contact me through rossworldfinancial.com or they email me at rossworldllc.com, and one of the first questions is, okay, you know, how much debt do you have? Do you have a budget? That is very important. That is very important because you can't do anything without that. Then, after you have a budget, after you decrease your debt, and I don't mean totally out of debt, so don't get me wrong, I don't mean totally out of debt, but when you decrease your budget to a manageable amount, now we can start to invest money into our emergency fund. You know, we start off with $500, we start off with $1,000, but we're going to try to get that amount to 6 months or to 10,000, okay, before we really aggressively start to invest. Now, somebody say, "Man, can I invest while building my building up my emergency fund?" Yeah. Good evening, Alan. Good evening. Good evening, Lakeisha. Good evening, Alan. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. And what I'm smoking on this evening again is a Bahama Mamas uh, uh, sweet cap mild smoking cigar. Just to let you guys know. People have been asking me about Bitcoin lately. Now, Bitcoin, it's a cigar, Alan, not weed. It's tobacco. For some people, I tell you, the internet. When we get into Bitcoin, Bitcoin is blowing up. Bitcoin is already over $40,000. And if you notice on all of my platforms, I've been posting that you need to invest some money inside of Bitcoin. And here's the thing, every time I say invest, guys, I don't want you guys to think with the big head. I want you guys like, I can invest 5, 10, 15, 20, $50, $100, $500, $1,000, $3,000. Because already I'm up on Bitcoin. I already made $2,000 off of Bitcoin on Robinhood, but I still have a Coinbase account. My lady who just started investing in Bitcoin within months has already made $500. Now, some of you saying that's not a lot of money, but for somebody who really doesn't invest, you're like, babe, look, I made $500 off of Bitcoin. I say, hey, babe, I try to tell you. You know, she's so sweet. She gets upset because when she looks at the price for Neo, she said, babe, I remember you told me to invest in Neo when Neo's at $6. She said, babe, Neo's at up to $59. I said, babe, I try to tell you. Oh, Alan says, I called Ross. He helped me with my crypto and debt reduction with his letters. Man, I'm glad I can help you out, Alan. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know, a lot of things I do, man, is as people would say, is pro bono or philanthropy. I mean, to me, I'm just helping people out. Now, a lot of people they monetize because they put time and money and they want to return off their investment, and I get that. You know, I'm different when it comes to certain products that I may offer for absolutely free, but that's good. But guys, I just want to encourage you to do these things before I get off here. I want you guys to just take a step back from your finances and really look at the things you need to do and execute them. I want you guys to first, if you have not already done so, I want you to create a budget. And I want you to be real with that budget. I want you to make sure you know exactly, penny for penny, how much money you have coming in and how much money you have going out. Okay? Then you need to start to see what are those essential bills that you will pay, like your mortgage, your rent, your utilities, your food bill, your gas, your car insurance, your phone bill, etc. Once you do that, then we need to start cutting off all those expenses that make you broke at the end of the month, where you have more month at the end of your money. Not more money at the end of the month. You have more month at the end of your money. You get what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, once you get that in order and you start to, one of the methods I absolutely love is the snowball method. The snowball method where you take the lowest debt that you have, not the lowest interest rate, that's the avalanche method, but you take the lowest amount of debt, whether it be a credit card debt, a personal loan debt, etc., and you pay on that. You pay as much as you can without disrupting your life. You pay on that amount, and then once you pay off that debt, you apply and all the other debts. While you're paying off that debt aggressively, all the other debts, you pay the minimum until you pay off the lowest debt. Then you apply that lowest debt amount to the next amount, and it starts to, figuratively mimic a snowball wiping away your debt. Okay. Once you get down to your car debt, your house debt, this is where we start to really want to increase your savings, your emergency fund. Okay. That's all you really need to have is emergency fund. All your other money should be invested. All your other money should be saving in a fund for a reason. Okay. Your emergency fund is for an emergency. And that's why I tell people make funds for certain things. Okay. We're going to start with our son a 529 college plan. Because if he plans to go to college, if he plans to take a certification class, if he plans to go to trade school, he'll have money for that because a 529 college plan can operate like a traditional or Roth IRA. And it's an investment account and it grows over the course of time. So by the time he gets to graduate from high school, we don't have to come out of pocket. He don't have to go take out a loan. You'll have a 529 college plan. So again, after you minimize your debt, okay, and you start increasing your emergency fund, now you're like, hey, haven't taken a vacation. $50, $100, a lot how much you can actually afford. But with that being said, I would like for you guys to start investing. And a good start, depending on how much you make, $5 a day. Now, that might not seem like much because over the course of a month, $5 a day is simply $150 a month. Let's see what Alan says here. He said, please tell your viewers about Celsius. I think it's something you should look into and do a video on people who need to start making interest on their money. I'll look into that. But with those 4 tiers of money, creating a budget, getting out of debt, creating your emergency fund, and investing. Again, the 4 tiers of money, creating a budget, getting out of debt, creating an emergency fund and sustaining your emergency fund and then investing. Because in the middle of all those 4 tiers of money, you have your credit. Because if you're doing those things right, your credit score is going to take care of itself. I have a decent credit score. I have a good credit score. It's around 750. It's nothing to call home about. I know people with 800s, 811s. I know what people with really high credit score. But I get the same interest rates as everybody else. And those people with 800s. I tell people the key to getting some of the greatest interest rates is at least having 720. Now there are some. Now I was presented to refi my home, and they told me, hey, you can get your interest rate down to 1.79% if your credit score is 800. See, this is a ploy because they already know that only 1% of Americans, 2% of Americans actually have an 800 credit score. They know this. But nonetheless, instead of getting 1.79, I got 2.25, down from a 3.25. So that's not too bad. But anyway, I gotta get ready for this basketball game, guys. You guys have a great night, and hopefully I said something to encourage you guys to invest more, do more, and do better. Okay, you guys have a great night, and you guys take care. I'm out.